Hello, beautifuls, and welcome to another episode of The Gifted Table. I am your excited and delighted host, Dr. Melanie Harris, and thank you for taking your time to take your seat, pulling it up close to see what we're talking about today. And today, it is another segment of Money Makers. The Gifted Table family, one of the wonderful things I want to do is to be able to spotlight, talk to, honor, and just give a platform and a floor to our women who are doing it for themselves, for the public, for the community, for their families. And today's Moneymaker is no different. Today we have Mrs. Diedre Curry on the scene, sitting at the table. Hello, my dear. How are you?
Happy Tuesday, gorgeous people. My name is Diedre. I'm a professional dish talker. I advocate for women. With Shee Apparel, we create space for you to show up in confidence while living your truth. And I am so happy to be at the Gifted Table because I'm just here just to stir up, talk a little shit, and make space for you to show up and be seen.
When did Shee Apparel start? How long have you had the company?
So I started Shee Apparel in 2018.
Okay.
So we have been rocking and rolling. There has been times where I'm just like, am I supposed to still be doing this? And God be like, girl, yes, girl, come on in here, get your stuff, come on.
I know you have t-shirts. What other apparel do you offer for your customers to buy besides t-shirts?
Currently right now, we just have t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, and earrings. We're looking to expand into a lifestyle brand. So we're going to have like some unique blazers or apparel that will be coming down the line. And then also events. So we're going to have our first event next year where we're going to actually gather together, share how we are resilient, break bread together, and then just move from there. So I want it to be a place of not necessarily healing, but thriving. This is where you come to thrive. Like you out there, you already resilient, but let's celebrate you thriving. How does thriving look on you? So that's one of the things that I look for bringing with Shee Apparel and just really seeing where it goes.
I'm so glad that Shee Apparel, I love the name. And so let me tell people how we met. So I recently relocated to the Bay Area, was invited to attend this event that was actually honoring another woman who was doing well in her business. And she had several vendors there, and the vendors were all women. And Miss Diedre was one of the tables, and she was almost towards the end. I was working my way around, and she had this shirt from Shee Apparel that caught my attention. Sis, did you bring the shirt to the table?
Okay, so basically all our shirts are affirmation. We call this our armor. So when you step into a room or you step into space, or if you need that reminder of who you are, what you were created for, allow your armor to speak to you. Allow that to be your introduction before you actually speak. The shirt that she came in contact with, leave nothing on the table, sis.
Leave nothing on the table, sis. I saw that shirt. I stopped. And what did I say? I said, tell me more about this. Tell us your story here at the table. Tell us.
Leave nothing on the table, sis, was a reminder. There were areas in my life where I was playing small, where I would shrink myself to make other people feel comfortable or not shake the boat too much because I didn't want to disrupt the version of people who, the version of me who they were comfortable with. It was time for me to step out. And I realized the women that I serve, a lot of times we don't show up as our full potential self. We feel like, okay, I know what I'm called to do. How do I do it? I'm not sure exactly where to start. Let me just take what they've given me instead of receiving everything that that you were created for. So when it comes to the opportunity, when it comes for you standing in your truth, when it comes to you really showing up in confidence, like don't leave not a crumb. I can show up as my full self, and still celebrate you at the same time. When it comes to the opportunity, all opportunities are not meant for you, but what's for you is not going to miss you. So let me go ahead and stop playing small with myself, and I'm not going to leave a crumb. And the things that do not serve me, like I can give you my whole blueprint and you still not going to execute it like me. Because I know what I bring to the table. Like we all bring something to the table, so we should all be able to shine in the same space. I'm going to show up at my full self, and I'm still going to celebrate you. Like this is your show. I'm here to share my story, but at the same time, I'm celebrating your journey. I'm stepping in agreement with you as you called on your mission.
Yes.
And we both thriving in the same space.
Let's uplift one another hand in hand. And that's what it's about. It's about a sisterhood. And the gifted table is about a community of unity, whatever our purpose is. What are things are we persevering in? What are our passions? And then how are we positioning ourselves to receive those things? And that's what we're talking about. So you decided, you gave yourself permission to position yourself. Yeah. To put everything on the table. And so is that how Shee Apparel was born? What even brought you from apparel? Where were you before you even got into the apparel game? What were you doing?
Shee Apparel was created out of a need and necessity. This was like my lifeline that saved my life. So just a little backstory. I know that I have always been gifted to inspire and create a voice for women who feel like they can't speak or show up for the voiceless. And with Shee Apparel, I went through an emotional divorce where God had to strip anything, whoever I thought I was before I went through that divorce, baby, didn't have a clue to who I really was. Like that version, I was like, where is she? But God had to strip anything that was attached to me that was not going to elevate me to the position where he needed me at. Yeah. Because there was a point where I still was with God, but I had him on the side of me instead of in the front of me. And then when I was telling him, God, I need you to go ahead and handle this, I still have my hand. I'm still driving. Well, God, I'm going to go ahead and hold on to it just in case. Guilty. Praying to God, help me if this is not for me or direct me, like change me. I mean, I'm staying up late just praying. God removed me from that situation. Shee Apparel was birthed. My first shirt that I came out with was pray, self-invest, and repeat.
I love it.
So I had to do a lot of work of unlearning behaviors that did not align with what God had for me. I had to do the work of healing, and I had to rebuild who I was. What is Diedre? What do I stand on? Where do I want to go? And how can I do this? Because now I no longer want to operate unless God is in the midst of it. Like I can't even do it. If God came to me today and said, hey, Shee Apparel is no longer what I need you to do. God, take it away from me where I don't even miss it and put me in a position where I can still show up and do what I need to do. I think the day before I met you, I was doing art and soul, and I came across a phenomenal woman who stopped in her tracks and just started crying. She just started crying because one of our shirts, which is God is within her, she will not fail. She had been going through a tough time, and she said that she lost her connection with God, and this stopped her in her tracks. She had no intentions she was just going just to see. She didn't really have money to buy or anything. And God just moved me to be like, just give it to her. So I'm just like, here, like, let me gift this for you. She's like, no, I need to sow a seed into your business because you don't know what I was dealing with and how this stopped me. And then you actually stopping, allow me to share my story, allow me to share my journey, like creating this space where I'm able to be seen. Like I need to do this. So we had a conversation like, if God's putting on your heart to sow a seed into my business, I'm not going to stop that, but please also allow me to gift this to you. Let me do my part because I have been moved to do this for you. There are many encounters where women be like, I've lost my confidence, but I feel like I can do it. Like I can get back up.
I love it. And that you're targeting women because it's so important that we support one another. You know, it's systems are in place. Societal things are in place that will want to pit us against one another.
Yeah.
And if there's not enough room at the table for everyone to succeed, for everyone to receive the abundance. And I so appreciate that you first started sharing your experience of stripping who you were in order to become who you are meant to be. How does that message translate over through your work? What are some other messages that you have that you're putting through your apparel that's inspiring and impacting women?
So one of our best sellers that just resonated with our core values and what we stand on is she remembered who she was in the game change. And that was me. Like the moment that I remembered, hey, I'm creative for more. Hey, I can do this. Like whoever I was, let me reintroduce you to this new version because what you used to get before, I'm sorry, that credit no longer works here.
Your credit has been revoked.
Before I was also recovering from being a people pleaser. I struggle. Two things I struggle with. I felt like everybody who was in my life that they were meant to go through each level with me. And then the other thing is just like over giving and not receiving. Any space that I show up to, or if we get connected, I know that you're going to receive value from me. This is not going to be an empty relationship. Like you're going to come out higher just by being connected to me. And then I start looking around and I'm just like, well, hold on. If I got everything, if I got your stuff in my cup, but I can't pour none of my stuff out on your cup, what's going on? So he's just shifting me as far as just like, okay, what I need you to do. This is what I need you to do.
You're speaking to women through your apparel about literally wearing your armor, wearing your message so that people can see who you are and not second guess. There's no guessing. I'm wearing it right here. Boldly, proudly, intentionally. How has this affected how you lead others? Because this is some leadership that you're doing through your apparel. How is this impacting how you're leading others for them to discover? We talked about the impact, but now we're talking about intentional leadership. Has that played a role in your business as well?
The position I am, I don't take that for granted. There has been times where I have experienced, I went through a season where I went through like a mild depression. And I struggle with, I know that I'm responsible, like God has already revealed. I know I'm responsible for my people, for the people that are assigned to me that I'm supposed to show up for. But how can I show up for you guys if I'm not feeling, if my cup is depleted and I have not taken the proper time to fill my cup? So it was just always a battle of somebody's waiting on me, but what am I doing for myself? So as part of my leadership is making sure that I show up full for me so you can experience the overflow. How is this going to serve me? How does it make me feel? What does it align with my core values? I'm not willing to compromise my faith in God, the things that I stand for, diminish women. Like if it's not in line with the core values and the commitment that I have, then that's not for me. One of the leadership qualities is making sure that you can see yourself within me. We ain't the same, but if I can make it through, if I can get to the other side, because baby, I didn't think there was not no light at the end of the tunnel in 2016. In 2016, rage was in full effect. And then that's when I also heard, like when I say nothing but Jesus, this is how I know God is in the midst. When I was going through my divorce, my daughter was 7 years old. I had to forfeit my lease and pack up in 3 days to sleep on my grandfather's couch that lived 2 hours away from where we worked. And where I worked and my daughter went to school. For 7 months, I traveled 6 days a week to Fresno from Patterson every day. And during that season, I was up by 5. I didn't go down to 11. Just in the car, I spent 5 hours a day in the car, traveling on the highway. So I went through all that for God to put me 4 minutes away from my job.
You better speak.
3 minutes away from my daughter's daycare. Just to have that tenacity and courage is just like, if I can make it through some of the low experience in my life, hey, there's nothing that can stop me.
And that's the message right there. And that's the message. But you were sustained during that time. And I know you see it now. You probably didn't see it then, but you were being sustained. Look where it's brought you, sis. Look where it's brought you. And look at the message that you are able to share, the journey, the testimony, because she, meaning you, can do that. You, meaning she, meaning her, wearing it. You wore the strife. You wore the pain. You wore the anger. You wore the disappointment. You wore the defeat. You wore whatever it was. You wore the depression. But now you decided to change your wardrobe, and now you're doing it for others.
Yeah.
How about that?
And you know what? My divorce was the best thing that happened to me. Like, I don't have no malice towards the situation. Like, as far as the person who I am today and what, like, I would not change a thing. A couple things I learned. I realized the power of anything that I put my mind to, I can have, hands down. Like, if I want to be mad, I can do, look, I have to raise the glasses down on you. Like, I can go full throttle mad. Like, or anything that I put my attention to, I can focus and really dominate, whether that was good or bad. So I have the ability to shift. And I decided, I made that choice to be like, okay, this is not how my story ends. This is just a part of my component. This was the catalyst that I needed to birth, to really be birthed and then create space for others. So I share my story to be a reminder to women that you can not only, like, the pain, that don't even matter. Like, what the outcome, the experience that I got after, the people that I'm connected to, like the people who I have in my life, or just the relationship I have with God, is priceless. Like, I would not change none of that. And we have to look at the things that we go through, and how can you still show up and be resilient in the midst of the adversity? I'm still here. Every morning I wake up, whether it's from a nap or in the morning, God, thank you for giving me the opportunity to still think about what it is I was created to do, actually work on it, and then show up and create space for other people to do so. Like, I don't take none of that. Like, so I'm just like, bro, I even told him, I said, bro, thank you. Thank you for doing what you did, because, baby, you don't even know. I appreciate you.
Thank you for that season. You planted some new seeds. You're having a whole new harvest and abundance. And it's not only for you, but like I said, you are blessing and empowering women. Yeah. Now, do you partner with any other businesses? Are you looking for some other collaborations, or what's next on the scene for you and Shee Apparel?
We're currently going through a rebranding phase. We just got a new tent. We got our branding material. So we're hitting the ground running, and then just creating space to build authentic relationships and just really just take it out there. Like, take it to the 10th power. Like, I haven't even touched I haven't even really stepped into the full potential of what Shee Apparel was created for. So we're going to see where that goes. So I'm in the position of going full throttle in my business, so I can retire my employer and just serve in my business full time.
Core values of Shee Apparel. What are those core values?
Be authentic with ourselves and the things that we are tied to. Another core value is to celebrate, to be inspired. So celebrate the things that make you unique. Also, another one of our core values is to make impact. Allow who you are to impact somebody else, to give them permission to also show up and thrive. So you have to be able to create that space for not only to be seen, heard, but to be celebrated for yourself, and then allow somebody else to sit next to you and do the same thing.
I absolutely love it. Now, where can the people of the Gifted Table and those who are watching us, where can they find you? How can they connect to you? How can they contact you?
Our home, where you can let your hair down, is www.sheeapparel.com. On social media, we are across the board. at Shee Apparel, and that's with 2 E. So SheeApparel. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. If you're looking to be surrounded by women who celebrate you, see you, and hear you, and you're ready to thrive, you can join my Facebook community, which is Woman Who Thrives, which we do talk about all things inspiration. And then I also provide marketing and business gems to help you celebrate as you start your journey in business.
Did you say you provide marketing and what now?
And business gems.
Love it.
My other business that I have is Woman Who Thrives, which is our global digital media company. So I help you strategically position yourself so your purpose and your presence can link up. Okay. So we just create that space where you can be surrounded by like-minded women, but, learn some things at the same time. Because I feel like we all have gifts. And a lot of times we feel like, can I really make money from this? Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Tell me more about the Women Who Thrive. Come on now.
Let me give you some tea on Woman Who Thrives. So Woman Who Thrives is created with the Black woman in mind to help them. I've noticed that there was a need as far as when it comes to representation or telling our stories authentically in our marketing by being ourselves. So we are a global media company teaching female entrepreneurs how to strategically position themselves so your presence and your purpose can link up. So we're going to use your presence, and that presence is basically who you are. Your purpose is what you do, how you serve, and how you can continuously solve my problem, allow them to merge. So we do that I offer currently right now, it's called a strategy call. So we allow you to not only get clear on your why, identify who are you meant to serve, because everybody is not your customer and not your audience, and then how you can make impact. So by adding that value, that will also exchange with you making money because you will be in front of your ideal client. So we have that, which are 90-minute strategy calls. And then you can also work with me for 4 months on one-on-one coaching.
Okay. Now to reach you for that,
you can go to diedrecurry.com.
Because look at all your gifts. You have too many gifts. I can't believe this. I mean, this was an unexpected one. And I'm so glad I kind of pushed and pulled. Let me inquire a little bit more about this, because this lady, this sis, this queen, she has so much more going on than what we initially connected on. Yeah. So you are what I'm just going to call it is a coach. You're coaching entrepreneurs as well as doing your own business to put the message out there about how to empower yourself. I love it. I love it. And see, people, this is what you do. You have to find what is it, especially when you're thinking about your own business. What problem can I help solve? And for whom? Yes. That's the audience you're talking about. That's the audience you're talking about. Oh, I'm so excited for that. So we have two things. Yes.
And it goes back to the people who you're responsible for. Like you have to be okay with one, not knowing that everybody not your customer. And the people that's for you, like the people who you're responsible for, they will find you and see you. And that's why when I have those women who find themselves, when they see the brand, whether they're working with me on Woman Who Thrives or with Shee Apparel, there are particular people that I'm responsible for that God revealed to me. Okay, they see this. This is why I'm here. Like I didn't came across within the last 2 or 3 months. I came across several people that are like, hey, I was struggling with this and I seen this and I need to get this. I moved to do this, or they're messaging me, hey, I have my armor on today and I feel X, Y, and Z. You're doing your work as a doctor. You're doing the gift at table. Like this is a part of your assignment. You're creating a platform for other people to share their story. And you're just basically being a vessel. You're doing what you're supposed to do and allowing the message to flow. If you're coming in contact with this message, you're not hearing this by mistake.
Yeah.
You're not hearing this by mistake.
Yes. But looking back and preparing yourself, what would you tell yourself now for building Women Who Thrive and Shee Apparel?
Looking back, I would tell myself it's always been me. I have always been enough. And it's okay for me to show up as my full self. I shrunk myself so I can make everybody around me comfortable. I wouldn't go after certain particular opportunities because either I got advice from, oh, what you think about that? Oh, I don't really think that's a good idea. Or I was waiting for somebody else to join me. Who you are, like you is it, girl, you pop it. And then you allow other people to join you.
And not only are you enough, you are more than enough.
That part.
You are more than enough.
Habanero chili pepper. Habanero chili pepper. Okay, give me that dash of sour cream. I'm telling y'all.
More than enough. More than enough. All right. So now looking ahead, growing your business, expanding now, connecting with some new partnerships and all those things, and hopefully bringing on even more customers and more clientele. Yes. What is it that you need and what is it that you want?
Continue to not take no for an answer. I'm showing up for each and everything that I put my mind to. That's what I need. I really want to build a solid community where women are seen, heard, and celebrated for being their best version of themselves. I want them to look at me and say, in spite of everything that I went through, I know that I can achieve. I know that I was created for more. I know that I can own every single room that I walk into. As I mentioned before, like I went through a mild depression a couple of months ago. And it happened right after I had made the commitment. So I had invested in this coaching program for myself. I had spent $13,000 on this program. And I'm like, okay, God, we prayed about it. Okay, this is what we're going to do. And then I went to a depression. Was taking a nap this one day and God revealed two things to me. He came to me in a dream and he used the coach that I invested in. She was in the dream. So I'm in the dream. I'm going to this tea party and we're having a good time, making some connections and so forth. And the host, she had asked if I can help her clean up. No problem. Yes, I can help clean up. We can do that. And then she asked me to babysit her kids. After I said yes, I'm like, why am I babysitting? I'm not a babysitter. Like, I have one child, but I'm not a babysitter. You know, like, what am I doing? As soon as I step out the house, the coach sees me and she's like, why are you not showing up in your purpose? She was like, no, this was Chef. She said, are you showing up in your purpose? And I answered and I said, no. And I just start crying. Like in the dream, I'm just bawling my eyes out, like crying. And she was just like, we're sitting here waiting on you and we need you. We need you to do X, Y, and Z. And in that moment, God revealed to me the things that we attach ourselves to that don't serve with the commitment that we already made. Like, what is babysitting? Why would I take on babysitting if I'm not in the babysitting business? Like, that was just a metaphor. Like, Diedre, what things are you committed to that you don't have time? You don't have time to do that because you have made a commitment. When we either overcompensate or feel like we have to do other things to whatever it is. You're trying to make ends meet. You're trying to do this, but when you just funnel in, everything else will come to, I don't even do this for the money. I would do this even if I didn't get paid for it.
Yeah.
And God is just blessing me by allowing the money to come in.
You better wake up on your own destiny because right now you're sleeping on it. You're sleeping on your purpose. Yeah. You're sleeping on your passion. You're sleeping on what you're supposed to do with life.
Yeah.
So wake up, sis. Wake up, daughter.
All that.
Wake
all
up.
That. All that. Yes. All of that. There were people who needed to hear that message from me. Some people I shared it with because I was just, I wrote it down in the journal entry, but I'm just like, I have to tell somebody about this. And certain people I shared it with, some people didn't get it. The people who got it, they was like, thank you for sharing that with me. That was just a reminder that I needed to, I'm in my own way as well. Let me get up and do what I'm supposed to do.
Because every message isn't for every person.
Yeah.
Right? Every message is for every person.
Amen. Yes.
And every person isn't for every message either. And that's okay. You're going to touch the people who need to be touched. I just gave you a shirt right there. I don't even know if you saw that, but once you create it, I just want to make sure I get my little kudos, because I know you're going to have a shirt now that's going to say, don't sleep on your purpose. Because I already know you.
Baby, let me go ahead and write that down. Yeah, got that down. Yes, ma'am. We're going to go ahead and send you one when it comes out production. Yes, we will.
It's been so fun and so great having you here, Diedre.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking your seat at the table, for not only sharing your story about your businesses, but sharing your story about your message, your journey, and why you are so gifted.
Thank you.
Gifted. Oh my gosh. Okay, everyone, that is our episode for today. I know that you have received something. Yeah, I know you received something. So you're going to like this. Be sure to like this below. So remember, tune in next Monday for our next episode. Other queens like Diedre will be here, and I'm going to have her back. She just don't know it yet, but she going to take her seat one more again. Until then, everyone, remember, stay grounded, innovative, fierce, transparent every day. In other words, stay gifted. I'll see you next time.